I've been thinking about what to say about episode 8 of KIRAKIRA PRECURE, and ultimately I think that this episode was basically a bonding episode. There wasn't really much going on, but some of the things that happened were really nice. But overall, I think that this episode was kind of a forgetful episode. But okay, let's talk about what happened. First, we have the 5 girls together in the KIRAKIRA patisserie, and it's very nice because they finally gave the patisserie its name, and it kind of has a very cute nickname, which is Kirapati. I love this name, and I'm gonna love referring to it along this year, talking about this special place. And we had a little bonding in this episode, which was something that I've been asking for quite a while for KIRAKIRA PRECURE, which is more interactions between the characters. Not only the characters and Ichika, but the characters between themselves. And I liked seeing that. But okay, let's talk a little bit about what happened in this episode. First, we had the interesting and curious human form of Choro-sama, which is the mascot who is a ghost. And his human form is very interesting because I think it's been a while since we had a mascot, one of the main mascots of the season, being an older person. Usually they're children. And now we have a little older guy to mentor the girls. And I mean, he's not really mentoring the girls a lot. He's just there. But he kind of helped the girls in this episode, right? He showed them a little bit of the Precure powers, and it was interesting to see that they're using the Precure mythology for something, and the Precure are able to control the creams to do things and to create stuff. For me, that was a little strange, but the way the episode handled it, it was kind of fun. You know, it was very nice to see the girls using those powers to do different things. So yeah, they were thinking about creating the physical part of their special place, and it ended up being a mess at the start, but then they worked together to create something very nice, which I thought that it was very interesting. And well, let me just say, Yukari was obviously the one that was shining in this episode again, and I don't know, I'm just loving her so much. First of all, we had a scene in which the girls were trying to bake something and it didn't work. But then when it started to smell, she was the first one to run away. But she didn't run away, obviously. She just walked away slowly and very chic. She is amazing. And then the girls asked her, "Why didn't you stay with us?" And she said, "Well, I can't get that smell in my hair." I mean, how amazing is that? I love this. And I love her personality so much. I think she's so different than the other 4 girls. I mean, the girls are very different, right, from one another. But she is really the one that's been standing out the most to me. And she is so out of touch with things. And she has her own pace, and she doesn't really get affected by things. You know, she's just there doing her thing the way that she wants, and it always works out. It always works out. That's one of the most impressive things about her. It always works out in the end for her. So she was basically using the creams to do decoration stuff, but she had no idea why she was doing that in the first place. But then, as I was talking about, there was this little special moment between the characters, which I really liked. First, we had Himari, and Himari was responsible for doing the shopping, right? And which is something that I kind of find strange, because if they're able to use their cream powers for anything, can't they create ingredients? I don't know, but it didn't really feel that smart to me. But anyway, it seems that they can't because, well, she had to go there and buy the ingredients. But as we know, Himari is very shy, and she was having trouble because there were lots of people there, and she was having trouble buying those ingredients. Also, Aoi was also having trouble decorating the place. Yukari was also troubled because she didn't know what to do. She wasn't troubled. Yeah, she wasn't troubled. But, you know, her work there was totally unnecessary because she didn't know what to do with her things. And then the girls they all went home very gloomily, but they met and it worked out very well, using the different abilities and different ways of thinking to create something nice. So we had Himari and Akira working together. So Akira helped Himari doing the shopping, and that was amazing. And also Aoi and Yukari worked together to create a very nice environment in the Kirapati. And well, Ichika was just there rooting for everyone, and it all worked out very well for her. And the plot of this episode, I mean, the precure part of this episode was a little girl that wanted to give sweets for her friends. And she wanted something to represent each one of them. She wanted something to show a little bit of their own personalities, and as they were so different, she wanted something very unique. And obviously, the girls worked out for that. And as we have 5 girls, we could have this little cake, and Ichika's idea was amazing. She created a cake, and the topping of the cake was the 5 different sweets that they represent. So there was a shortcake on top of the cake, there was a pudding, there was ice cream, there was macaron, and there's chocolate as well. Also, there were those little drawings of the animals that they represent as well. So the cake was very charming. I would love to see that cake in real life. Come on, someone has to do that. And I would love to eat that cake as well. And, well, it basically turned out to be the focus of the villain of the episode, and then the monster appeared. Again, I think the fight was nice. Every girl had her a little time to shine, but there was something nice in this episode. They were all able to use their powers to defeat the monster, to stop the monster, but then when it was time to defeat the monster itself, they all used their powers together, and I love that. Past episode, Ichika did it by herself. I mean, the last attack, well, this is something that I hate when it happens like this. Only the main character has the ability to defeat the monster, and that was something that happened a lot in Sailor Moon. The classical anime, but now with Precure it's different. It's never really been this way, but in this episode they were able to beat the monster together, and it was very nice. And I loved how their powers got together to create the cake. The long cake they created, it appeared in the attack, and I think that it was a nice touch. It was a nice touch for a very simple power. They use very simple powers, and it was a very nice touch at the end. So I think that's it for this episode. Another thing that bugged me was that people don't have to buy the sweets on Kirapati. They just give the sweets away. I don't know if it was just in this episode because it was the opening, or if it's going to be always like this. Because if it's always like this, I don't know. That's gonna be really weird. Really, really weird. But okay. I'm a little disappointed because I want to see some plot, some background plot to the story, and I think that it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for it to appear. I want to see villains. I want to see what happened to Pecorin's friends. And I don't know, it seems that we're far away from that. And I'm very curious to see those things. But even though there's this plot problem, I think this episode was kind of nice. It was kind of entertaining. And I'm very curious to see how this series is going to develop itself. And Yukari, I adore you. I adore you so much. She's going to become one of my favorite characters ever, I'm sure of that. Please leave a comment with your opinion. Let's talk about episode 8. Let's talk about KIRAKIRA Precure. What do you think about it so far? Who's your favorite? If it's not Yukari, you're watching it wrong. Obviously, I'm just joking. All the characters are nice. I like all of them. I think they all have potential to be great characters, right, in the future, along the whole season. So I'm very, very excited for that. So, thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye-bye.